everyone, hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've done a video, but today I'm going to be coming back and we are going to be doing a review on another magnetic embroidery hoop. And I have that unboxed and all ready here. I went ahead and took it out of the packaging. The packaging was a little beat up from UPS shipping it, so I thought I would just go ahead and take it out and make sure everything was okay. That way I could contact the company to let them know, just in case if something was wrong with the hoop and I had to return it. So with that being done, what we are doing is we will be reviewing the Sew Tech. This model is the PA116M magnetic embroidery hoop. And again, let me show you that here. You can see that it comes with 8 of the magnetic little like button magnets, and these are covered with a silicone. I really like the silicone covering over these magnets. It just gives them a little bit more, a really nice durability. They prevent from scratching anything. It prevents if there's anything on the magnet or anything like that, you can very easily clean it. Okay, so the hoop size with this is a 260 by 200 millimeter hoop, or a 10.2 by 8 inch hoop. It can, I'm checking my notes, it can do a sewing embroidery area of 7 inch by 9.4 inch. So I have my little notes over here on a board next to me so I can refer to those easily. Okay, so when you purchase these hoops, you are going to be not only saving a lot of money. If you're familiar with buying machine embroidery hoops, you'll know that they can be very expensive, especially magnetic hoops. What Sew Tech does is they offer you a hoop that isn't going to break the bank. Their hoops are under $100. This particular hoop, like I said, the 260 by 200 millimeter hoop goes for $58.90 on Amazon. I will have a link down below in the description box. If it does not take you to the Sew Tech store, it will take you to another one called Brewland, which is BREWLAND. Give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had a really bad itch in my throat and I was about to start coughing. So went ahead and muted there so I didn't cough your guys' ears off. Okay, so as I was saying, the link will take you either to the Sew Tech store link for this particular hoop, or it'll take you to another link for Brewland, which is BREWLAND, and it is just the listing for the same hoop. They sell them on 2 different stores on Amazon, and my link just happens to go to the Brewland. But it is a hoop that is for Sew Tech, if that makes sense. The main company is Sew Tech. So you can either look under Sew Tech or you can look under Brewland and you will get this hoop. Okay, so one thing I love about these hoops is, let me take the magnets off and I'm going to show you. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. Also, when we get the overhead view, I'll show you a little bit more. They come with these really great templates, and it's a nice heavy-duty template, which I really love that they also put, you can see right here, sorry my funny faces, they put the number of the hoop on it, the PA116M, and they also put it directly on the hoop itself right here. Okay, another good thing about this hoop is the top half has this really nice kind of like a felted velour kind of velvety feeling here, and that's going to help grip your fabric or your stabilizer with the hoop. Also on the back of it, you guys can see this strip right here. And what that does is it's a plastic strip And what it does is that when it rides on the bed of your machine, it's going to protect the top of your machine from the metal rubbing directly on it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to switch to the overhead view, and we are going to talk about how to hoop. I'm going to go over again the size, the template, the magnets, and I'm going to go over the pamphlet with you. Let me go ahead and switch to overhead view, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have our overhead view. We have our hoop here. I have a piece of cutaway stabilizer ready. I have my piece of fabric ready, and I have a piece of quilt batting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the buttons, and these are very simple to remove. As you can see, they have a silicone coating over the top of the magnet. So they are very easy. I really do like these magnets because they're not going to scratch anything. If you set them aside, you don't have to worry about them damaging anything. I really do like the silicone. You get a very nice user instruction pamphlet. It tells you your user instructions. It talks about your little magnets. Then when you open it up, your suggestions for using the magnetic hoops, shows you how to use your template and how to center an item. Okay. And then it shows you different hard to hoop fabrics and finished garments. So you can do a sticky stabilizer, you can do pants pockets, you can do clothing items, sleeves on shirts, and then you can do embroider on quilts or on sturdy fabrics. And usually that is what I use my embroidery machines for, is for quilting purposes. So these are perfect for me. Okay, and then it continues on to lace and freestanding embroideries. Then you have standard embroideries, and then it also can show you here little description on how to do endless embroidery and how you would just advance your fabric through. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is, here is your template. One thing I really love about their templates, hopefully you guys can see that here. Let me put the black piece of fabric here behind that so it'll be a little easier. Okay, so you can see that it has your center marks. Okay, so here, and then it also has a center hole where you can drop your needle down and you just line it up. Okay, then it also has, I really love this. I've had other magnetic hoops and they don't have this, where they tell you right here which hoop it's for. And again, this one is for the PA116M. And I really love the fact that they put that on their templates, because that is going to help you keep track of your templates. Usually when I go and I store my template and my hoop, I don't store the template with it, because I have my hoops all hanging up and I put my templates on a shelf. So when I need one, it's very easy to find them with the little number. Okay, also with the number on the template, let me show you here. Right here on the hoop itself, it has the number right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set the template aside. I'm not going to be needing the template for this project. And I'm going to just place my stabilizer down. Now I cut, with these particular hoops, I usually cut my stabilizer either an inch above the edge or an inch all around. I am using, I believe this is, let me measure this stabilizer that I'm using. It is a 12-inch, and the piece that I am using is 15 inches. Okay. I really like the fact that with magnetic embroidery hoops, you don't have to use a lot of excess stabilizer, because the magnetic hoop is going to hold it right to the edge of your hoop, or the magnetic, yeah, I think I might have said that wrong. But the magnets are going to hold that stabilizer, fabric, whatever, right to the edge. Okay, so I do kind of line it up. We're going to go ahead and put on one side first. So just like so. And I make sure that I get it all nice and taut. I'm going to separate my magnets first so it's a little bit easier. Okay, so then I am going to start at the top and put one there. I'm going to go to the middle, put one there, and then on the bottom. Okay, and then I also do, I kind of pull as I'm doing it so I can get the stabilizer nice and taut. And there we go. That is how easy it is to stabilize a piece of your, whatever type of stabilizer you are using. Okay. There we go. If you do want additional magnets, you can find them online. Since I do have other hoops, I could use them from other hoops. But usually with the ones that they supply you with usually are enough. You just need to kind of make sure that everything's nice and taut. And it, oh, you guys can hear the little kind of like drum beat. And that usually tells you that your stabilizer is nice and taut. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera. I'm going to attach my embroidery unit, and then we will get to doing our stitching. Give me just a moment. Okay, so I have the embroidery unit attached to the machine. Let me move my light out of here, out of the way a little bit. We have the machine calibrated. I am going to hit the button on my machine, and it is going to tell me to attach the hoop. Okay, so I have the bracket here, and I'm going to just slide it right into the lock mechanism on the embroidery unit. I like to hold my hand on the embroidery arm so I'm not putting a lot of tension on it when I'm sliding the hoop in. You can either press your button and slide the hoop in, or you can just slide it in and you will hear a click, like so. Okay, so I have everything ready. I'm going to hold my thread tail. I'm going to, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit start on the machine, and you will see it to start stitching. Okay, I am going to stop for a moment, and I always like to trim my thread tails just so nothing gets stuck. There is a little bit of wobble, and that is normal. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so that is my placement stitch. I am going to make sure my thread's trimmed. And a great thing with machine embroidery magnetic hoops is you can just easily pop it right out, and you can grab your stabilizer, put it right up on top. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm sorry I'm doing this off frame, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make sure that, let me show you guys here. Hopefully you guys can see. It's really hard to see. I'm using a really faint yellow. Sorry about that, guys, but you'll be able to see it when it starts really stitching on the black fabric that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to make sure. I don't like using a lot of excess batting if I do not need to. And with this type of stitch out, just as long as you are laying the batting over your placement line, you'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it back into the machine. It's going to pop into place. I'm going to make sure I have a nice thread tail to start. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And again, I'm going to pause just so I can trim my thread tail. Okay. And we'll go ahead and continue stitching. And I just kind of hold my hand out of the line of the stitching, but just so the batting lays down firmly. And then, of course, you can always pin down your fabric or tape the edges down. And for some reason, my thread just broke. Give me just a second. I'm going to pause the video and I will be right back. Okay, so I got my machine rethreaded, and I am going to go back to about the area where my thread broke, and I'm going to go ahead and restart. And my thread actually broke because it got caught on my thread stand. I wasn't paying attention and it got a little loop and it got stuck. Okay, so now what you're going to do, if you are going to be doing a in the hoop quilt block, what you want to do is you want to remove the hoop and you're going to trim the excess batting away. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I have my excess batting trimmed away and you can see that there. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I know it's a little kind of washed out. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put the hoop back into the machine. Click it into place. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put my fabric over the top, and I want to make sure that I have enough fabric all the way around. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start my next stitching. And let's just make sure that we're okay. And I'm holding my thread tail. I'm going to stop, trim my thread tail, and continue. And if you are going to be holding your hand on the fabric or anywhere, please just be cautious of your fingertips. Okay, so it just finished stitching out the basting box to hold the top fabric. Now what it's going to do is it's going to start stitching out the design itself. I'm going to again hold my thread tail and hit start. I'm going to pause and trim that thread tail. And continue. Okay, it is going to take 5 minutes to stitch out this design. I'm going to pause, and when it's finished, I will be right back. We are about halfway through the design. You can see the stitching out there. I did break another thread here, so I did have to back up my stitching and start it over. Go ahead and pause after we get back here to let you see. Okay, so while this is finishing, actually, I'm going to explain a little bit. Okay, so the thread breakage is no way the fault of the hoop. That is just because I had my thread stand in the wrong position and it was kind of looping my thread so it would get stuck. That is just my fault. There is no reflection on the hoop at all. That did not cause that at all. I do want to clarify that. That can happen with any hoop. And that's just basically user's error of the thread stand. Alright guys, we are almost done with this design. This design was a total of 3,072 stitches, so it is just a very simple, easy design. Okay, there we are. We are finished with the design. Okay, we're going to hit end embroidery, and I'm going to remove it from the hoop, or from the machine, not the hoop. And there we go. You can see the finished design. It is still nice and taut in the hoop. You can see. And you can actually see where it's kind of pulling here on the side. So the stabilizer is staying nice and taut in the hoop, which it should be. Okay. Now, overall with this hoop, a large hoop, if you guys saw the little bit of the vibration when it was doing the stitching, where this part of the hoop and a lower part was kind of vibrating, that is completely natural when you are using the larger hoops on a single needle machine, okay? Because they ride on the bed of your machine, and when it extends past it, you are going to get a little vibration. That's going to happen with any type of hoop you use. Okay, again, final thoughts. I really love the ease of using these hoops. As you can see, hooping the stabilizer was very easy. Taking it in and out of the machine is very easy. You just have to watch out your magnets on your foot, the arm of the needle bar. So when you're removing it, if the magnet is in the way, make sure you just kind of like maneuver it when you take it out, so you're not going to hit your magnet. I really like these hoops, guys. They are very inexpensive. Now, if you are used to other brand of magnetic hoops, you will know that they can be very high in price. Sew Tech offers these hoops for beginners, for professionals, for anybody that wants to do machine embroidery at a very reasonable price. This hoop, like I said, is the 260x200mm, which was 10.2 by 8 inch. And this hoop goes for $58.90, currently on Amazon. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Please go and check the link in the description box below. It will take you directly to the, I'm going to show you here on my phone really quickly. Give me just a second to bring it up. Hang on just a sec. Come on. Okay. So I am going to scroll down to this particular hoop and, oops. My internet is a little slow right now. We have had such high winds here in New Mexico. Come on. Okay, I'm going to just scroll down. This is it right here. And actually, that is not right. This hoop is actually $58.90. It is actually $1 cheaper than one of the other brands on Amazon. I'm just trying to scroll down to the correct hoop. Okay, so as you can see right here, you have your Sew Tech embroidery hoop, 10.2 by 7.9, and we've got it there. You can see your price, $58.90, and my link will take you to this hoop, or it does go by another brand that is, it's not Sew Tech. Let me quickly check the... Hang on just a second. I'm going to go with my... Come on. It's just a little slow. Sorry guys, I should have had this up already. I'm really sorry. Okay, so when you click on the link that will be provided down below, it will also say Brewland, which is BREWLAND, and it is the same company as Sew Tech. They just sell the same hoop under the Sew Tech name. Okay, so like I was mentioning, when you click on the link and it takes you to either the Brewland or to Sew Tech, you're going to hit right here, visit the store. So if you would like to purchase one of these hoops, please know that it just does not have hoops for Pfaff. When you scroll down in the description, let's see. Okay, for the Pfaff, this is going to cover the Creative Sensation Pro 2, the Creative Sensation Pro, Creative Sensation, Creative Vision, Creative Performance, Creative 4.5, 4.0, Creative 3.0, and the 2.0. When you go and you click on this little right here where it's in blue, you hit Visit the Store, and it is going to take you directly to the Sew Tech store. You can see that right here. And this is the Sew Tech store for Amazon. And it is going to, you're going to hit here, and you can hit embroidery hoops. And it has hoops for Brother Babylock, Janome, Elna, Poolin, Pfaff, Viking, Bernina, and Singer. Hopefully you guys can see that there. Okay, so that is how you go with my link to find the hoop for your particular brand of machine. Okay guys, so please check this out. Go and check out the store. You can check out the prices for your particular model of machine, and again you can see the price there, that it is $58.90. Okay, I am really happy with this hoop. I had to think there for a second. I have other brands of hoops, and I just like how easy these are. They're just plain and simple, cut and dried magnetic hoop. And that's really all you need. You do not need a lot of bells and whistles for a magnetic hoop for a single needle machine. What you see is what you get, and they work perfectly. You do not need $100, $200 hoops. So please check these out, and stay tuned for in the future, because I will be doing some additional Sew Tech hoops. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below and I can answer those for you guys. And we will see you guys in another video really soon. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.